Hapon. Dumating yung auditor. Dumating yung auditor namin. External audit. Magpapa-external audit na kami. Tapos, dumating din yun sa sasakyan na showcase na sample na pwede na namin kunin for service vehicle ng COA namin dito sa Sunrise. Anyway, sa provision niya ni Lord, kung ipagkakaloob niya, di magkakaroon ng service vehicle ang aming subdivision. And aside from that, na-find out din ng aming auditor na maraming expenditure yung previous management ng puro food at sunod-sunod at meron pang parang uh, easy plan na baka sa telephone or load or uh, phone plan. Yun. Anyway, marami pang mga binubusisi at saka tinitignan yung external auditor sa previous management at saka yung ganun din sa amin, tinuruan din kami kung paano mag-audit at tamang way para mag-audit. So ngayon, sa provision ni Lord, kung papayag siya na magkaroon kami ng service vehicle, which is 5 years to pay yung sasakyan, if ever. So, magbabasa na tayo ulit ng Bible para naman for continuation ng sa Genesis pa rin tayo, hindi pa tayo tapos sa Book of Genesis. Yeah. Umpisahan na natin. Inabot pala ako ng 1 oras kahapon. Ngayon, i-ano na lang natin. Iba kasi ito yung nag-try pa ako mag-order ng ibang Bible. And Jacob went to his way, and the angel of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God host," and he called the name of the place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messenger before him to Esau, said, "Brother unto the land of Seir and country of Edom." And he commanded them, saying, "That shall they speak unto my lord Esau?" And servant Jacob said thus, "I have so joined with Laban and stayed there until now, and I have oxen and oxes, flocks, and men servant and women servant, and I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find grace in thy sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came by the brother Esau, and also with who met thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks and herd and the camels and into 2 bands. And he said, "If Esau came to one company and smite it, when then the other company with left shall escape." And Jacob said, "O God, my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, and the Lord which said unto me, Return unto my country and to thy kindred, and I will deal with I deal with well with thee, and I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast shewed into my servant for my stock. I passed over with Jordan, and now I am become two bands. Renzo, wait lang. Renzo, be quiet. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the land of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and my mother with the children. And thou said, I will surely do thee good and make seed in the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered, and for multitude. And he lodged there that same night, and took of what which came with hand of presents for Esau his brother. 200 she goats, and 20 he goats, and 100 ears of 20 rams. Uy, ano nangyari? Ay, bumababa pala to. 30 milk camel, and with colts of 49, and then bucks, 20 she asses, and then colts. And he delivered them into the hand of his servant. They drove by themselves, and said unto the servant, Pass over before me, and I put a space between dove and Job. And he commanded he foremost, saying, When Esau brother meet thee, and ask thee, saying, Those who art thou, and whither goest thou, and whose are these before thee? And thou shalt say, They be thy servant and Jacob. It is a present when unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. And so commanded he, and second, and the third, and all that follows the dove, saying, On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau, and when he find him. And ye moreover, behold, thy servant Jacob as behind us. For he said, I will appease with him with presents, and gold before me. And afterward I will see his face, per- peradventure with peradventure he will accept of me. So when two presents over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. And he rose up that night, and took of his own wives, and his two women servants, and and 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent them over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the, the hollow of his thigh, and he hollow of Jacob's thighs, as was out of joint of the wrestles with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaking, and said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince has thou power with God and with me, and has prevailed. And Jacob asked him, and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Whenever it is that thou dost ask after my name. And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as passes over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he howled upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of sinew with shrunk, which is upon the hollow of thighs unto the days, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thighs in sinew that shrunk. Chapter 33. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came with him 400 men, and he divided the children unto Leah and to Rachel and to two housemaids. And he put the housemaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passes over before them, and bowed himself in the ground 7 times until he came near to his mother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the woman and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children with God, his gracious given by servant. Then he handmaiden came neat, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this dove which I meet? And he said, These are the fine grace and the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my presents and my hand, for therefore I have seen the face, as though I have seen the face of God, and thou hast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessings that I brought to thee, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My love, my Lord, know that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds were young are with me, and if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly according as the cattle, and go before me, and the children by able to endure until I come into my Lord unto share. And Esau said, Let me know, leave with thee some of the flock and that are with me. And he said, What needed it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned one day on this day unto Shur, and Jacob journeyed to Sukkot, and built him an house and made booth for his cattle before the name of the place is called Sukkot. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram and pitched his tent before the city, and he brought a parcel of fields where he had spread his tent and had for the children Hamor, Shechem father for the 100 pieces of money, and he erected there an altar and called El Elokol Israel, El Elot, which Israel. And chapter 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, and out of the children of the land, and then Shechem, the son of Hamor, and Hivite, prince of the country, saw her. He took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave into Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved themselves, and speak kindly unto the damsels. And Shechem speak into his father Hamor, saying, Get me these damsels to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah and his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Harmor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob and communed with him. And the son of Jacob came out in the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought fully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. The Harmor communed with them, saying, The souls of my sons Shechem long for my daughter. I pray to give her him to wife, and make ye marriage with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take your daughters unto you, and ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell the trade ye therein, and get your possession therein. And said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace into your eyes, and what ye shall unto me, and I will give. Ask me never much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the son of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor with father deceitfully, and said, Because ye had defiled Dinah, their sisters, and they said unto them, We cannot do things, and we gave you our sisters to one that is uncircumcised, for what were reapproach unto us. But in this we will consent unto you, if we will be as we be. But every male, if for you circumcised, then I will give our daughter unto you, and we will take your daughter to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take a daughter, and we will be gone. And their words Jacob pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do things, because he had delight Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all of the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore, let them dwell in the land and trade within. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them daughters. Only wherein all the men consent unto us for the dwelt with us. Be to be one people, if every male among us circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours. Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Harmor and unto Shesem with son hearken all that went out in the gate of the city, and every male that circumcised all went out in the gate of the city. And it came to pass on the third day when they where they saw that two of the sons Jacob, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man this sword and came upon the city of Bad boldly and slew all the males. And they slew Harmor and Shesem and his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah's out for Shechem house and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon and slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sisters. They looked they took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and which has the city and which was in the field, and all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives took their captives and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simon and Levi, You have brought me to You have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and Perizzites. And I, being few in numbers, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I may house, and they said should be deal with our sisters with the harlot. Chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, Arise, go up in Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, and appeared unto thee when thou fledst from face to Esau thy brother. And Jacob said unto his household and to all of the wives with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make thee an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in what made me the way which I went. And they got unto Jacob and strange God which were in their hands, and all their earnings with thee in their ears. And Jacob said to under the oak which was by Shechem, and there journeyed, and temor of God was upon the cities that were around about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which in the land of Canaans, that is Bethel, and all the people that were with him. And he built there in the altar and called the place of El Bethel, because of God's appeared unto him. And then he flee from face of his brother. Put Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and he was buried beneath Bethel under the oak, and the name of it was called Alon Bakuth. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out in Paradam Aram, and blessed him. And God said unto him, the name of Jacob is Jacob, and they shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be named, and called his name Israel. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty, be fruitful and multiply a nation, and the company of the nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy lions. And all the lands which I gave Abraham and Isaac to thee, I will give it to thy seed after will I give the land. And the God went upon from him, and place where he talked to him, and Jacob set up a pillar and place where he talked with him, even a pillar of a stone, and he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and then but a little way to come Ephra, Ephra and Rachel travel, and she heard a labor, and came to pass even she was hard labor, and midwife said unto her, fear not, thou shalt have these sons also. And it came to pass, and her sons was departing, for she died, that she called the name of Ben-Oni, but his father called the Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way of Ephraim, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob left as a pillar upon her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel grave unto this day. And Israel journeyed and appeared to the tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in the land, and Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, and the father of concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12, and the sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun, and the son of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin, and the son of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali, and the sons of Ziplah, Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher's. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born in him in Paradon Aram. And Jacob came into Isaac and his father into Manre, unto the city of Abra, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac were sojourned. And the days of Isaac were in hundreds and fourscore years. And Isaac gave up the ghost, and he died and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days, and his sons Esau, Jacob, buried him.
Oh my goodness. That's the only way to get points.
Chapter 36. Now there are the generation Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives as took his wife of daughters in Canaan, Ada and the daughters of Elon and Heti and uh,
Okay.
Aholibamad,
Why I not
excuse, Abo,
why I not
Holibama,
using it? Why I not using it?
the daughter of Anna and daughter of Sidon, Hivite, and
Say
Bashmat, Ismael, daughter of sister of
let me
Nebaho, and Ada bare Esau,
record them.
Eliphaz, and
Let me record them.
Basmat, Beruel, and Abolimad,
Go.
bear Josh, and Alam, Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his
Go.
wives and the
I
sons
hate
and his daughter and
him.
all the persons of the house
Hate
and his
him.
cattle and all the beasts
That
and
part.
all the substance which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went unto the country from the face of his brother Jacob. And their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could
It's
not
just
hear
a
them
tiny
because
time.
their cattle.
But
This dwelt
I
Esau
not
in more
you but
share.
I'm not
Esau
using it.
is Edom. And these
I'm
are the
at
generation of Esau and the father
the
of
Anna.
Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons, Eliphaz, and sons of Ada, the wife
Let
of Esau,
me go
Reuel, and son of
this.
Bashmat,
Whoa.
the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman,
Whoa. TV.
Omar, Sepho, and Gatam, and Kenans. And Tina was the concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. She bare Eliphaz Amalek, and these were the sons of Ada, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Reuel, Nathan, and Sarah, Shammah, and Misa. These were the sons of Bashmat, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Aholibama, the daughter of Amma, and daughters of Sebon, Esau's wife, and the bear of Esau's Jews, and Jaalam, and Korah. These were the Juk of the sons and Esau's sons, Eliphaz, and the firstborn of Esau's Juk Teman, Juk Omar, Juk Zepho, and Juk Kenans. Juk Korah, Gatam, and Juk Amaleks. These are the Juks that came from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Ada. And these are the sons of Reuel, E- Esau's son, Juk Nathan, Juk Sarah, Juk Shammah, Juk Misa. These are the Juk that came from Ruel's and the lands of Edom. These are the sons of Bashmat, Esau's wife. And Ron, iangat mo na yan ha.
Whoa.
And these are the sons
I get
of
it. Who I get it.
Oholibama, Esau's wife, Juk Jerus, Juk Alam, Juk Korah. These were the Juks that came to Aholibama, the daughter of Anna, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau's who Edom, and these are these are the Juks. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, and inhabited with the land of Lota and Sheboon, and Anna. These are Dishon and Ezer and Dishan. These are the Jukes of the Horites and children of Shur in the land of Edom. And these are the children of Lotan,
Who they use now.
were Hori and Herman
I
and
hate
Lotan's
who.
sisters, Tima. And
Renzo,
the children of
akit mo muna to
Shobal
sa
were
damitan
these
mo.
Alvan and
Dili,
Mimahat
bilisan mo.
and
Damit mo to,
Ibal
di ba?
Separo, Oman, and these are the children
Bili.
of Sebaon,
Akit mo
both
muna to.
Ala and Ala.
Renzo.
This was the Anna and found in the mutes of wilderness, and as classes of Sebaon his father, and the children of Anna were these are Dishon and Aholibama, the daughter of Anna. And these are the children of Dishan, Hedan, and Eshban, and Litan, and Sheran. The children of Eser, and this Bilhan, Sheavan, and Alkan. The children of Dishan are these Uz and Aran. And these are the dukes from came to Horites, Juk Lotan, Juk Shobal, Juk Seboon, Juk Ana, Juk Dishon, Juk Ezer, Juk Dishan. These are the Juks that came from Hori, Juks in the land of Sher. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom. Before their reign, any kings over the children of Israel, and Bela, the sons of Beor, regained in Edom. The name of his city was Dinhaba. And Bela died in Jacob's sons, and Sarah of Bozar reigned in his stead. And Jacob died in Hushman of the land of Temani, reigned in his stead. And Hushan died in the Hadad, the son of Debad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned his stead, and name of his city was Avit. And Hadad died in in Maresca, reigned in his stead. And Samla died in Saul, Rehoboth by the river, reigned in his stead. And Saul died in Baal-Hana, son of Alcor, reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hana, son of Alcor, died in the Hedar, reigned in his stead, and named his city was Pau. This wife's name was Met- Methetabel, and the daughter of Matred, and the daughter of Metseba. These are the names of the Jukes that came to Esau according to families, their places, and their names. Juk Hima, Juk Ala, Juk Janet, Juk Aboli, Aholibama, Juk Ella, Juk Pinon, Juk Kenat, Juk Temans, Juk Mitsar, Juk Madgil, Juk Iram. This be Juk idiom according to their habitants in the land of their possessions. He is the Esau, the father of the Edomites. Chapter 37. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was strange in the land of Canaan. These are the generation of Jacob. Jacob Joseph being 17 years old was feeding in the flock with his brethren, and he had was with his son and Bila, and his sons and Zillah, father and wives of Jacob. Joseph brought into his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the sons of his old age, and he made him coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their fathers loved him more than all of his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peace, peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed and dreamed, and he told his brethren, and they hated him yet the more, and said unto him, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we are binding sheep in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood around about and make obed, obed, obeisance to my chef. And these brethren said unto him, Shalt thou indeed ride over us? For shalt thou indeed have domination over us? And they hated him yet the more of his dreams and lore, and for his words. The dream yet another dream, and told his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed and more dreams, and behold, the sons of the moon and 11 stars have obedience to me. And he has told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is the dream thou that hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren instead come to how down ourselves and thee on the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying, and this is the brethren when feed in their father's flocks and Shechem. And the Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flocks of Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. Excuse. I will send unto them. And he said unto him, Here I am. And he said to him, Go, I pray thee, whether I be well with brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring the words again. So be seen him out of Valve and Hebron, and came to Shechem, and certain man found him. Behold, he was wandering in the field, and man asked him, saying, What seek thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed the flocks. And the man said, They were departed then, for I heard them let for I heard them say, let go to Donna. And Joseph went to the brethren and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him after off, even before he came near unto them, and conspired against him and slay him, and they said unto another, Behold, his dream come now therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit, and we will say, Some evil beast had divulged him, and we shall see what will become of his dream. And Reuben heard it all. We delivered him out their hands, and said, let it not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into his pit, but that it is the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out their hands, to deliver him of his father again. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat, and his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into the pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, the company of Ishmael, Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels, hearing spicery and balm with myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto the brethren, What profit what profit if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Came, and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let us not our hand upon him, for he our brother and our flesh. And the brethren were consent. These were the paths of Midianites, merchantmen. And they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben turned into the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit. And he rent his clothes, and he returned into his brethren, and said, The children is not, and whither shall I go? And they took Joseph's coats, and killed the kid of the goats, and disappeared the goats in the blood. And they sent out a coat of many colors, and they brought to their father, and said, They have found now know how know now whether it be the son's coat or no. And he threw it, and he said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast hath devoured him. Joseph without doubt rent in pieces, and Jacob rent his clothes, and put sackcloth upon his lion, and mourned of his sons many days. And all of his sons and all of his daughters rose up and comforted him. Comfort him. But he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son's mourning. Thus this father wept for him. The Midianites sold him into Egypt, into Potiphar, an officer of Paranauds and captains of the guard. Chapter 38. And it came to pass that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hira. And Judah saw their daughter in certain Canaanites, whose name was Suah. And he took her and went into her. And he conceived and bare sons, and he called the name of And she conceived again and bare sons, and he called the name of Onan. And she yet again conceived and bare a son, and called the name of Shelah. And he was a Shesib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife of his firstborn, whose name is Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was weak and sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Oman, Go unto thy brother wife, and marry her, and raise up seed by thy brother. And Oman knew that his sin should not be his, that it came to the pass when he went into the brother's wives, that he spilled on the ground, and lest that he should give a seed to his brother. And the thing which And Judah said unto Oman, Go unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up a seed to thy brother. And Oman knew that the seed should not be his, and this came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife, and spilled it on the ground, and lest that he should give seed to his brother. And that and the thing which he did displease the Lord, before he slew him also. Then said Judah, Tamar's daughter-in-law, remain in window of thy father's house. Still shall my sons he grow, for he said, lest peradventure he died also, the, as his brethren did. And Tamar went to dwell their father's house, and in the process of time the daughters of Sua, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was confronted and went up into his sheep, sheep hirers, and Timah, he and his friend Hira the Adullamite. And he was old Tamar, saying, Behold thy father, and so go up to the Timah and share his sheep. And she put the window garments off from her and covered her with a veil and wrapped herself and sat in an open place which is by the way to Timah, for she saw that the Shelah was grown and she was not given unto him to wife. Then Judah saw her. He thought he never be an harlot because he had covered her face. And he returned into her by the way and said, Go, I pray there, I go, I pray thee, let me come unto thee, for he knew not that she was the daughter-in-law. And she said that it was thou give me that thou may come into me. And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, she said, will you give me pledge till thou send it? And he said, what pledge shall I give you? And shall said, the sign and thy bracelet and thy shout, that is the thine land. And he gave it her the king unto her, and she conceived by him. And she rose and went away and laid by her veil from her and part of the garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of her friend and Adultmite to receive the pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men place, saying, where is the barrel that was openly by the wayside? And they said, there was no barrel in the palace. And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the palace said that there was no harlot in the palace. And Judah said, let her take unto her, let's lest we lest be ashamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months after, it was told that Judah, saying, Tamar, thy daughter-in-law has played the harlot, and also behold, she is with a child of whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth, and let her be burned. When she was brought forth, she went to his father-in-law, saying, by the man whose these are and with a child, and said, those are these the sign of bracelet and shout. And Judah acknowledged him and said, she has been more righteous than I, because I gave her not Shelah, my son. And he knew again no more. And it came to pass that in time of her travel, and behold, twins in her womb. And it came to pass when she traveled, and one put out his hand, and the midwife took bound upon his hands scarlet thread, saying, this came out first. And it came to pass that he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out, and he said, how hast thou broken forth? This breach upon thee before is the name was called Phares. And afterward he came to his brother that he had scarlet thread upon his land, and his name was called Sarah. Chapter 39. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, in an officer of the Pharaoh, captain of the guard, in Egyptian, brought him in the lands of Ishmaelites, which has brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was prosperous man, and he was in the house of the master of Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all he did to prosper his hand. And Joseph found grace in the sight and her sir and served, and he made him overseer over in house and all that he shall put into his land. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in the house and over all that he had, and that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and blessing of the Lord was upon all he had in the house, and in the field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew that all he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was godly person and well favored. And it came to pass after these things, he had his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. But he refused, and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master's worth not what is with me in the house, and he had committed all that he had to my hand. This is none greater in the house than I, neither had he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And it came to pass that as we speak Joseph day by day, that I hearkened unto not unto her to lie by her. And it came to pass about his time that Joseph went into house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and fed and go out with and got him out. And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, that she called into the men of the house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought an Hebrew unto his mock to mock us. He came into me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. And she laid up in the garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spoke unto him according to this word, saying, Hebrew servant which thou hast brought into us came into me and mocked me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and flew out. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spoke unto him, saying after his master, O did thy servant to me that it was kind kindled. And Joseph masters took him to put him into prison and place where king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and shewed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prisons, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prisons lacked not to anything that was under the hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. Chapter 40. And it came to pass that after these things, that the butler of the king Egypt and his baker and offended the Lord king of Egypt, the Pharaoh's was word against two of his officers, against the chief of the butler, against the chief of the bakers. And he put them wards in the house of the captain, the guards unto the prison's palace, then where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them, and they continued as a seasons inward. And they dreamed and dreamed, both of them, each man his dream one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream. The butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which is bound in the prisons. And Joseph came unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were within the ward of his lord house, saying, wherefore look so sadly today? And they said unto him, we have dreamed and dreamed, and there is no interpret, interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, do not interpret, do not, interpretations belongs to God. Let me then, I pray you. And the chief of the butler told his dream to Joseph, and said unto him, in my dream, behold, vine was before me, and in the vine were there branches, and it was as thought it was bounded, and the blossoms of forth in the clusters before brought forth grapes. And Pharaoh's cup in my hand, and took the grapes, and passes them to Pharaoh's cup, and I gave up a cup of Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, this is the interpretations of it. These are the branches of 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto the place that thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into the hands of the former manner, where those was his butler. But to think on but to think on me when it shall be well with thee, and shew kindness, I pray thee unto me, and make mentioned to me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land, and Hebrews and here also have done nothing that they should put me in the dungeon. When the chief baker saw that interpretations was God, he said unto Joseph, I also was in a dream, and behold, I have the white basket on my head, and in the uppermost basket there was a manner of baker's meat for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is the interpretations therefore thereof. There are 3 baskets, 3 days. Yet within 3 days they shall Pharaoh lift up my head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thy thee. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which is Pharaoh's birthday, and made a feast unto all the servants, and lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief bakers among his servants. Then restored the chief butler unto the butlership again, and he gave a cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hung the chief baker of as Joseph has entered on them. Yet he did not. The chief butler remembered Joseph, but forgot him. Chapter 41. And it came to pass that in the end of two full 2 full years the Pharaoh dreamed, and he stood by the river, and behold there came up a river 7 well-favored kine and far flesh, and they fed in the middle. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill favored in the lean flesh, and stood the other kine upon the brink of the river, and ill favored in and lean flesh. Kin did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kin. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed, and second time, and behold, 7 years come up. 7 years corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good, and behold, 17 years in blasted with the years wind shrunk up after him, and the 17 years divulged in 7 rank and full years. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was dream. It came to pass in the morning that these still spirits of troubles in sent, and he called favor all the magicians, Egyptians, and all the wise men. Thereof Pharaoh told them dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then speak a chief butler into Pharaoh, saying, I do remember fault this day. Pharaoh was worth his servants, and put me in the ward, and the captains and guards house, both me and the chief baker. And he dreamed a dream in one night, and he dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was with us a young man in Hebrews servant, the captain of guard, and he told him that the interpreted to us our dream, each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was me he restored into mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his remain and came into Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dream, and there was none that I can interpret. And I have heard say of me that thou canst understand dream, interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not me. God shall give Pharaoh's answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out in the river seven kine watershed, and well favored. They fed in the meadows, and behold, seven other kine came up after them, and poor the very ill-favored and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw all the land of Egypt as the badness. And in the lean that I favored kine did eat up the first seven fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still favored it favored as at beginning, as I woke up and I saw my dream, and behold, 7 years came up, one stalk full and good. Behold, 7 years withered within and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them, and the 10 years devoured 7 good years. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none could declare it to me. And Joseph unto Pharaoh's and dreams Pharaoh's is one of the good, but should Pharaoh and Pharaoh's what is about to do. The seven good kinds are 7 years. That 7 good years are 7 years with dreams is done is one, and 17 in a favored kind, and came up after then, and 7 empty years lasted with the east, which shall be 7 years of famine, feminine. And this is the thing that I have spoken into Pharaoh, what God is about to do showed upon Pharaoh's. Behold, there are come even years, great plenty, though how all the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years and famine, and all the plenty shall forgotten in the lands of Egypt, and the famine shall consume all the land, and in the plenty shall not be known in the land of reasons for the feminine following, for shall they have grievous. And for the dream that was doubled into Pharaoh's twice, it is becomes the thing established by the God, and God will shortly bring to pass. Now therefore the Pharaohs look out the minds of discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt, and let Pharaoh do this, and let his appoint officer over the land, and take up his fifth part of the land of the Egypt, and 7 choose years, and then gather all the lords, gather all the foods, and those foods that came to lay into corn under the lands of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities, and the food shall be for store, and the land again 7 years for famine, and it shall be in the land of Egypt that the land of perish not through the famine, and the things that
What
good
the
in the eyes is
freak?
Pharaoh in the eyes of all the servants. And Pharaoh said unto the servants, and Pharaoh said unto servants, can we find such as one of these men in whom the Spirit of God is? The Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for much as God has shewed thee or thee, and none of the discreet and wise was thou art, thou shalt be over with the house of according unto the Lord, and shall all the people prove only in the stone of are greater than you. And the Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have seen this over all the land of Egypt. And the Pharaoh took his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in ventures and linen, and put all the chains about his neck. And he made him to ride a second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, bow the knee of he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh's, and without thee shall no man lift up his land and or foot in the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's names Sapna Paanas, and he gave him wife Ashema, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the lands of Egypt, and Joseph was 30 years old then, and stood before Pharaoh's king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the prince of Pharaoh's, and went through out all of Egypt, and in the
Ano, hindi ka pa rin
and
tigil?
those
No?
years of birth throughout the fourth of handsful, and he gathered all the foods in 7 years, and which were in the land of Egypt, food in the cities, and food of the field which we round about every cities, and laid he up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn and sa- sand of the sea very much, until he left, numbering one of his wa- numbering of it was without number. And unto Joseph were born sons before the tree of famine came, and Asena, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for the God said, He hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And he came to the second called Ephraim, and for God had caused me the fruitful in the land of my affliction, and the 7 years of continuousness, and that in the land of Egypt were ended. And on the 7 years of the breath came according to Joseph, and said unto Dreth, was in all the land, but in all the land of Egypt, and there was bread. And all the land of the Egypt was famished, and people cried to Pharaoh and bread. And Pharaoh said unto the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, that what he said to you do. The famine was all over the face of earth, and opened the storehouse and sold into Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of the Egypt, and all the countries came unto Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that was the famine was so sore in all the lands. So, yun muna tayo. Hanggang dito lang muna tayo sa chapter 41. Hanggang bukas ulit para sa chapter 42.
When stop when I see you.
So, wala naman muna tayong kwento ngayon. Bukas na lang.
Get
Wala
lost.
naman masyadong share sa inyo. Thanks for
Get
tonight.
lost.
Thanks. Bye.